$35,000 for a single security vulnerability. And you could have found this too. In my university lecture, Ethical Hacking, my students learned everything necessary to discover this specific security vulnerability. In this video, I will explain what the vulnerability was, how it worked technically, what the reporting process looked like, and why such an issue could have even existed in the first place. We will also discuss possible countermeasures to prevent similar problems in the future. This video is for educational purposes only. Please do not break the law and stay legal. You don't have to break the law nowadays to search for security vulnerabilities. There are many platforms where you can do it legally and even earn money in the process. One of these platforms is HackerOne, where companies can submit bug bounty programs. They define a scope within which penetration testers can legally operate. 3 days ago, at the time of recording this video, a report was published detailing a critical security vulnerability. I found a way to change the password of a GitLab account via the password reset form and successfully retrieved the final reset link without user interactions using just its email address. This means that it was possible to take over a GitLab account maliciously. If you have attended lectures on software development or software engineering, you are likely familiar with GitLab. Losing access to an account can have serious consequences, especially if API keys or other sensitive credentials are stored in the codebase. Even more concerning is that this attack required no user interaction. Because of this, the vulnerability was classified as highly critical. For now, the vulnerability has already been patched, and both GitLab and the researcher who discovered it have approved its disclosure. Now, let's examine the technical details. The attacker enters the victim's email address in GitLab's password reset form and intercepts the request using Burp Suite. Burp Suite allows interception and modification of HTTP requests. The request is formatted in JSON, looking something like this. The attacker then modifies the request to include a second email address. The server then sends the password reset link not only to the victim, but also to the attacker. What could an attack scenario look like? The victim receives an unexpected email and might ignore it, thinking it is spam. The attacker, on the other hand, is aware of the situation and clicks the link immediately. The attacker sets a new password and changes the registered email address. Future password reset requests will now be sent only to the attacker, resulting in full account takeover. The security researcher responsibly reported this vulnerability via HackerOne and was rewarded with $35,000. This security flaw received a CVSS score of 10, which is the highest possible severity rating. As you might recall, the common vulnerability scoring system is used to standardize vulnerability severity assessment. These are the key factors for this high score. The attack vector works remotely over the internet. The complexity is very low, that means easy to exploit. No user interaction is required. The exploit results in a full account takeover. GitLab appropriately compensated the researcher with a significant reward. The security researcher who discovered the issue operates under the pseudonym Asterion04 on HackerOne. Think about how this issue could have been avoided. Some possible countermeasures include backend validation. The system should strictly validate which data is sent from the front end. A password reset request should never allow multiple email addresses. Token-based verification. Password reset links should only be sent to a single pre-verified address. Two-factor authentication. While this wouldn't fix the underlying issue, it would make account takeovers more difficult. It is surprising that such a basic vulnerability was found in a major platform like GitLab. Normally, new code undergoes multiple review stages before being deployed to production. Possible reasons are a lack of critical review or over-reliance on automation. While AI and automated testing can help, they should not replace manual security checks. What do you think about this vulnerability? Do you think you could have found it? Please write your answers in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.